All right, let's go ahead and get started. As a recap on last time, to pick up where we left off, I'm in the process of building 3D environments for use of my 2D animation, Homesick Adventures. And where we left off last time is I'm in the process of building out this sort of magical university environment. It took a lot of trial and error, but I'm actually pretty happy with how this all came together. It at least kind of renders well. So if I render it, it kind of matches the art style. I turn it off the diffuse. It kind of matches that flat JRPG art style. So I think it would be at the very least not too jarring. But yeah, the plan for today is to spend a little bit of time filling out this environment and cleaning it up a lot more and giving it a nice detail pass. But really what I need to do is start on those other environments I listed out. And actually, I have them listed. One of these. I think it's this one. Oh, no, sorry. This is the things that I need to fix. So I'll show that real quick. The transparency dithering on the trees I need to fix. And I just need to export more sprites. So I've got enough to kind of get myself started, but I definitely want to export more stuff to give myself a more nuanced environment. But the list of environments that I need to do, I was kind of exhausted yesterday trying to figure out, like, wait, how much more time am I going to really need for this? But the college halls is what I'm working on. This actually sort of evolved into being just sort of the whole college facade. I'll try to expand on that a little bit as I go. But then there's the wooded thicket, the downtown area, and the mountain cliffs. Mountains and cliffs, excuse me. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I do have a prior engagement to attend after this meeting or after this call. Jesus Christ, I am in fucking work mode. After this stream, I have a prior engagement that I need to meet up with. So this is going to be a little bit of a shorter one, but I'm going to try to get a good amount of progress. So I'm going to stop flapping my gums. I'm going to put my music on, wherever it is. Quickly. Unmute. Bring it down just a hair. That's probably good in terms of volume. I'm going to stop nitpicking it. And I just remembered there was one thing. There was something homesick related that I meant to do before I started the stream, and I totally spaced on it until just now. So I'm going to move that in my calendar to tomorrow. I would love to stop the stream and do that thing right now, but it's lower risk and I need to focus on getting this stuff done. Okay, so where we left off, I've got some hallways that leads into a reception area, which then branches off into the various different areas of the university. This is almost like the entry hub. And then I started stubbing in the facade, these sort of backdrop elements, all this stuff. I think I also, while I was away, I kind of was thinking about the fact that the background is black, and I think I have an idea as to why that is. I think it's because I'm using this stuff as opposed to just a regular shader. I'm in the college one. Okay. Should I do tune? Let's just do a regular, not diffuse, because we're trying to pass diffuse. Let's do tune. There. Problem solved. I think the problem is the background stuff is designed not for the sky, but for, like, the void. Like this stuff. But, cool. Alright. If I pull up my story, or my notes again, this is kind of like what we're building out. Definitely want to make the stairs wider. Definitely want to complete the hallway space and give some more set decoration in terms of... Sorry, the music distracted me. Some more set decoration in terms of the sci-fi side versus the magic side. What I think I'll do is actually I'll make the walls. Can I change color? How do I change color? I want to decorate the walls a little bit to match each theme. We'll say purple is sci-fi, and then like this sort of lightish blue is the magic side. And I might actually change the color of the walls But more importantly, this is more about the greebles and the set dressing in each area. I'm actually going to turn the music down because I can't hear myself think. And I'm actually going to... while I'm here, I'm going to switch up the music. Cool. And what I could also do, which I thought would be funny, is if when it gets to here, we sort of start blending it a little bit. So in the middle, there's like a mix of technology and science, or technology and magic. So they kind of overlap a little bit. That'd be kind of fun. But one other thing I need to do while I'm here is pull up my storyboards, because I did a facade of the outside of the college, and I want to try to replicate that as well. Okay, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm coming up with a lot of things that I need to do, and mentally I'm starting to get a little overloaded. Not stressed, but just kind of like, wait, what's all the things I need to do? So, here, I'll get rid of these notes from last time that I've already rectified. Dithering on trees. Fix outside facade. And maybe that includes shape of the building, as well as exterior environment. I'm trying to go too fast. I need greebles. And that kind of falls under the export more sprites thing. Actually, they're kind of separate things. Some are sprites. Ugh, Jesus. Some are big models. Okay. That's the last frame, right? So I think I need to go like here. Nope, further back. Actually, I'm close. Whoops. Here we go. So I kind of had an idea of the layout, or not really the layout, but more of just like how to present this entrance facade. So we've got a tower in the front, and we've got towers at every corner. I don't know if I quite replicated that, but I can do that. Got a fountain on one side and a Tesla coil on the other. Got big pipes, and then there's clearly this cliff view facade, and then this brick, or this mountainside. So let me see what I can do. Oh right, I destroyed all the lighting. So does this need to be here, or should this be more like here? Which do I like better? Ugh, come on. They're almost kind of like in the background. Why is this not alt-tabbing properly? So I'll put this closer forward. Sure. And I'll cut a hole in that later. Do I want the center tower, though? I don't know yet. I do not know yet. I want the skybox much bigger, though, so I can work. And the reason you're seeing black now is because of the near clip plane. I can actually fix that pretty quickly. Well, I can fix it quickly if I remember where the setting is. Oh, come on. No. Whew. Oh, sorry, just a second. It's getting warm. All right. Okay. Don't know where the camera option is. I can't remember. Damn it. And sorry, because I opened the window, you might hear some nature. Just ignore that. I don't even know if that's picking up. There's like turtle doves. I heard a cicada this morning. Like, I had the most anime morning. Just getting up and hearing cicada. Alright, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Oh, was it because I had that selected? Hold on, let me really quickly... No. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to stress about this right now. I can worry about the view later. Alright, that's not good. Okay. So, let's continue with the facade. So the walls... It's a pretty big entrance. Like, if these are humans... I also don't have, like, a human scale reference. But being that it's going to be just a backdrop, it's more about being internally consistent than necessarily being 100% scale accurate. Like, each of these little pathways leads to another facility. And I definitely don't want to just do just straight up, oh, it's a path and it leads to a giant cylinder. That's kind of boring. I do like that they're kind of asymmetric. Like, not everything matches. And that kind of gives it some visual interest. It's kind of hard to see without it being unlit and all. Make this a little taller. And I may want to lower the ground because one thing I do have is a staircase that leads into it. I'll think about that. Probably could be taller. And I was really lazy last night because I was getting really tired, but let me make this more even and geometric. I love this dome idea. Something I just came up with at the 11th hour. Uh-oh. I noticed the software's been lagging a lot more. Maybe I'm pushing it just a little too hard. Get this on grid. Negative 140. Negative 3. Still feels kind of off. Like off center. Let's go back to snapping. That might help. One thing I've noticed with my process, the way that I will just talk. I mean, it's important to keep talking just for the content gods. But one thing I've noticed is that I will sometimes I'll just say, "Oh, click that and click that and click that," and then the next thing I know, it's been 4 hours and my voice is completely worn out and I've said nothing of substance. So I really need to practice making the comments when it's actually relevant or when I have something interesting to say. And I feel like I've said that about 5 times and it just doesn't stick. Alright. Well, let me do this. You know, I was thinking about like cutting a hole in this little tower thing, but it doesn't actually, you don't need to go through here, per se. I don't like this gap. What I can do is... Let me look at the reference. It's just way in the back. Okay. I kind of like this vaulted ceiling feel. It kind of mirrors the internal tunnels, but we'll see if I want to bother with that. But what I can do for this... I like how the tower is lined up with the tunnel. I don't want to change that. Oh, that's not so bad. Here, just to give it some variety of shape. Maybe I'll stick it out a little bit. Oh, even better, I'll rotate it. snapping thing is driving me crazy. No, not 90. 0. There we go. I was going to put another cylinder below, but I feel like I've used a lot of cylinders, and this will be nice to create, again, some variety of different shapes and give it a more interesting silhouette. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And I don't know if that connects directly to there. Maybe that's okay. And then I can create another one. Hey. God, I hate this snapping crap. I just want to give this building a little bit more form along here. And maybe it connects up to here, and then this guy is a little bit taller. Cool. And I think I saw like a giant crystal on one of these towers at some point. I'll have to look at that. Cool, we're getting somewhere. Let me save. And apologies, I need to go take care of something really, really quick. I will be back in just a couple of minutes. So, sorry, BRB. Okay, so sorry about that. Let's get back to it. I hit such a good like cruising speed and then I go and get distracted. Sorry about that. But yeah. So, where was I? Just trying to fill out some more buildings and give this place a little bit more visual interest. I was gonna do this over here, but what I'm gonna do is copy this. Oh, I didn't name any of these. Boy. So how do I want to do this? I could, for the sake of expediency, literally just say that these are just an exterior vista facade and not have to worry about, because doing all that building stuff is going to take way too long. If I know I'm going to actually see the interior, I'll spend the time on it, but I think for the sake of making something that we can use for backgrounds, I think I'm almost at a good point. I think this stuff, I'll dress it up a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about like, oh, modeling the entire interior of the school. Not to say that I won't do that. Let me start getting this stuff organized before I go any further. I think this is all good. And being that they're just placeholders, I think I'm okay with just letting them be called cubes and spheres and stuff. New collection, there it is. Exterior facade. And then I'll fill this bad boy up. Make sure that there's nothing else. Now see, it already feels a lot more fleshed out just by doing that. I gotta fix that clipping plane. It's so annoying. Okay, I'm gonna add some more walls. And perhaps I should add like a roof of some sort. Well, actually, the kind of open format does kind of look cool. Maybe this is something where like these are yards that the students can use for various things. Maybe. I also very much don't want this to be a square. I was gonna just line it up like that, but I think already I'm just gonna try to give it a better shape. Negative 90. I just had it. Oh, somehow I went into the ground. Weird. Cool, cool. And being that the school is one that is effectively split down the middle, I will create a lot of open space for this one too. Maybe theirs is the interior. Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like the magic side should almost have more exterior space. I mean, I'll say this. There's no rule saying that it has to be science over here and magic over here. I could just say it's the opposite now. I almost would rather do that than to go and move all this shit. Maybe I should make these actual like fences that you can see through or something. I'm not in love with that. I'm getting a ton of ideas as I go. Oh, fuck. How does that keep happening? I'm almost thinking that instead of just being just a boring square courtyard, maybe it's got some other interesting shape to it as well. Slants start to get weird with this art style, but maybe it'll be okay. I don't know, maybe it's the coffee, but I'm actually starting to get kind of excited by the layout of this. As much as grueling as it was building this interior, I feel like that was the right move because at least I know I'm going to use this space. Like it's in the storyboards, unless I change the storyboards. Ugh. This camera. There we go. Yeah. Cool, cool. And And then I'll have to bring in some models and really dress this stuff up. Maybe one thing I can do is I can lower the polygons of these cylinders, so instead of being really smooth, they come out like jagged and blocky to kind of match the rest of the art style. Sorry, just checking something real quick. Okay. So the science kids, we're calling this side science, and we're calling this side magic. We flipped it. Matter of fact, I'll make it official. Oh, here it is. So that's now magic. And then change color again. And this is tech. Cool. Sometimes it's good to be flexible. I just feel like it makes more sense for technology-focused students to be more interior. You know what? It sank into the ground again, but this time I'm not really that mad at it. And maybe there's like a few buildings all in a row. I don't know. Don't be afraid to get weird with it. So if you're a technology student, you would go down the main admissions, do your admission stuff. Maybe you come up here, and this is where presentations happen. And then, oh, I need dorms. Maybe the dorm is the central tower for each side. And then that way it's like, this is heavy science, this is heavy magic. And then this is sort of like more tech, but leaning towards magic. And this is more magic leaning towards tech. I like that. I think I actually kind of like that. So it's almost like a compass. And that kind of helps blend it a little bit. Tech, X, magic. And then these hues are getting just all over the place. I'm not being consistent. This is magic. Sorry for my handwriting. I'm using a mouse. Wait. Yes, okay, this is correct. Because now I flipped them, I'm like, wait, where does... what is where? What's happening? And I don't really need to figure out where the dorms are right away. Like where the particular things are. For now, I can just say... I'm starting to really like this layout. For now, I can just say, it's a thing. This is the general layout, and the dorms are in here somewhere. Oh my god, work with me. Jesus. Just want to, instead of closing off that fence entirely, just wanted to give it some kind of shape. Okay. Oh, and like I was saying, I would like to give this a little bit more interest. Maybe instead of doing slants like I was before, let me do something like this. Edit mode. Faces, get rid of the caps. The faces, and then I'll cut this bad boy in half. Oh, fuck. Hold on. No. Delete. Faces. Ah, there we go. I'm not missing anything, am I? Okay. Cool. Let's squeeze this guy down. This will be my fence. Make it a little bigger. I'm doing the thing again where I'm just like, and I click this. And I click that. I don't want to give them too much more space. I'm starting to really dig this. I was laughing to myself a moment ago where I was just like, yeah, maybe it's the coffee because I'm just like, yeah, this is cool, this is good. And then towards the end of the stream, I'm just going to be like, I fucking hate this. I hate myself. I'm a very glass half empty kind of guy. What can I say? Shit, it's got me this far. Oh, come on. All right, I'm starting to nitpick just ever so. Okay. I'll probably put more fences back here. Matter of fact, I'll put fences. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe this shouldn't be fences. Maybe they should be another building. I'll do that in a second. Let's go negative 45. I want these at a nice slant just to give it a, again, give the building a really interesting silhouette. Actually, I'll include this building as part of it. I feel like I've really hit my stride finally. Like to start, this is actually, yesterday I was like I think I've already said this, but yesterday I was really freaking out because I'm just like, oh my God, this is so much work. I don't even know if this looks good. I'm exhausted. I can't think straight. Now that I'm looking at it again, I'm like, yeah. Let me check performance. This is getting really... Oh, maybe that's from OBS. DaVinci Resolve? It's not even open. Excuse you? Seriously? That's been eating up all my memory? Is just like random shit from DaVinci Resolve running in the background? Oh my God, that fucking program. Are you kidding me? Hey, let me round up these numbers. Oh, I did it again. What was it? It's was it 250? No, not 256. It's 270, I think. Trying to find mathematical round numbers. Fuck. It's 90. That's not right at all. It's 90. Hold on. 90 plus 90 is 180 plus 90 is 270. Yeah. Wait, what am I talking about? This is not rotation. Oh my God, dude. I need to chill my shit out. Ugh. Okay. Just put it back where it was. And we'll just say 270 minus... Well, again, it's not rotation, so it doesn't matter that way. Let's just say 230. That's a little close for my liking. I'm getting really, really nitpicky about something that probably nobody's going to see. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to do, almost forgot, is this stuff. Yeah, I don't think I want that to be a fence per se. I like the idea of it being an entryway of some sort. Maybe it doesn't directly connect to those side towers. And so there are several courtyards. Let me line that up a little better. I don't like that gap. I don't like that gap at all. Move it a little bit more because it's a bit of a gap. The question is, do I fill these in? So let's take a closer look. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I should, you know what I'll do is I'll put a fence there. That feels like that shouldn't be... This all shouldn't be part of that. Let's put this... I don't even do it on grid to be neat. Cool. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 courtyards. At least it's an even number. I'm digging it. So what's the most next important thing? There was a crystal up here. There was the Tesla coils and all that in the front. I gotta stop doing that. There's the sign in the front that I need to recreate. Okay. I forgot the stairs. Let me just grab the stairs now while I'm thinking about it. Oops. Oh my god. Sorry. There we go. I need stairs. Let's grab this guy. And instead of... Well, I could lift everything. Or do I want to just lower the ground? Not sure yet. Why am I still on gimbal? Let's actually do local. Nope, definitely not local. All right, gimbal was fine. And maybe this needs some kind of platform. Yeah, Jesus, this is fucking gargantuan. It's so big. But I'm kind of with it. Just trying to make a nice little landing. I do something like, oops. Sink into the ground a little bit. Maybe that makes it look a little bit more reasonable. Okay. And I'll replace those with proper stairs at some other point. So, just for a sense of scale, let's assume each one of these planes is a meter. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5 meters tall. I think the hallway is twice that. One. Okay, each of these is 5, so that's 10 meters. So just shy of 15 meters is the ceiling. And then the towers go way above that. This is hilariously big. This is actually almost kind of like not even reasonable how big it is. And maybe that's part of the joke. Maybe it really is like this gargantuan Hogwarts giant, like monster thing. And then here's the tournament dome. I think I am actually going to have a tournament in this environment, so I'm glad I thought of that. But I think the layout is getting there. I think it's got a good shape to it. Got some interesting stuff to see. Let me make this a little taller because I want it to be... I'll lower this fence. Like that. Same deal here. Okay. Okay. I think we're definitely getting to a point where, like, I'm going to be getting diminishing returns on the things that I do. So, we have the outside facade. We have the beginnings of the interior space. I do need to replace some of these textures and fill in some of these holes, but I feel like that's more busy work. Like I've done everything I need to in order to figure out the space. Move this camera a little bit so I can get a better view of the entrance. Or let's see if it's better. I might need to increase the focal length. Or the, no, I need the, not the focal length, the FOV. Field. Oh, well, let's turn on depth of field first and foremost. Let's see if that even works. Alright, maybe focal length is what I wanted. Well, let's render it like this. Second guessing this workflow a little bit. Mostly because of the lighting. I made it flat to replicate RPG Maker as much as possible. And the idea was that I would add lighting in post, both in the 2D scenes and in this one. But maybe this does need its own shadows and lighting. I mean, adding them back shouldn't be that difficult. It's just more of like a, do I want to do that? Let's go 100 millimeters. I don't remember how focal lengths work, so I'm just punching in numbers. Okay, that's the opposite of what I wanted. There we go. It really helps give a sense of scale. Cool. Now what do I do? These buildings are kind of hard to read. Ooh, one thing I definitely need to express. Well, actually, hold on. I remembered there was one more mesh I wanted to add. So while I'm adding that, I'll explain what I'm planning on doing, which is I need to express the. Oh, oops. I need to express the idea that this is a half and half space. So there's magic on one side and science on the other. So once I get this crystal in place on the magic side, which is this side now, then I'll probably go and do some more texture work. But after a break, I think I'm going to take a break in a little bit, maybe not 10 or 15 minutes, but pretty soon. I can't remember how to use this stupid thing. Because I stepped away for a few minutes, I will delay my break just ever so slightly. Aren't I generous? Oh my god, I can see what the fuck I'm doing. So what if I do this? No, that's not gonna work. How do I make... I need a pyramid. There's got to be ways to edit the primitive besides having to go in and change the settings. Or, sorry, not change the settings. I meant add a modifier. I'm trying to think more as opposed to talk more. So, sorry if I say the wrong thing. Let's just try this instead of wasting time. Maybe remesh? No. Gotta be a way to, like, reduce the number of polys. It would be in generate, right? That makes sense. Volume to mesh, ray. Maybe decimate is what I wanted. Unsubdivide. Oh, look at that. Never used this before. Cool, so maybe I'll use that on the stuff outside as well. So then now, the stuff outside being the cylinders making up the environment. There's hidden polygons, but whatever. Oh, that actually looks cool just right there. But I don't... Where I meant to put it was up here. I'll make this one a little bit smaller. So you can just barely see it in the background. You actually can't see the giant diamond behind the tower. Maybe I'm okay with that. Or does it look better here? No, it just looks like I'm playing The Sims. Let's keep it like that. And leave it be. Okay. So now, what is the best use of this time? Okay. Let me think. So I need to update the textures. I want this. What do I want out of this? I would like, when I come back to this, to have to do as little cleanup as possible. I want this to be almost ready to go by mid-week. And I do have a lot of things coming up this week, so getting this to where it is now was definitely a good move. Can I switch the material to the brick? Fuck. Well, what I can do is I can just say this place is surrounded by brick walls. And then I'll fix the textures later. I definitely don't want brick on the interior. I think the exterior, it looks okay. But on the interior, it looks fucking dumb. Maybe the best use of my time is actually in this space, cleaning all this mess up. And then if I have time... Let me save. I'm going to go get another material, another texture to use for the inside. Oh, that would be cool. I'm going to use that one. It's very rare that you see exactly what you want, like right off rip. How do I want to do this? Well, now I'm thinking it through. Yeah, I can make this work. I just don't know which side this would go on. How big is this? That right there is 42 wide. So not quite. If I go there. Okay, so it takes the edge of the walls as well. Ugh. So it's going to have this tiling pattern to it, which isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. Let me see what my options are. That's definitely a contender. Nope. Nope. Do I have anything else? Visual. Sprites. Old sprites. Environment. For some reason, I really like that wood paneling, but I don't think that would be a good fit necessarily. Ooh, definitely gonna need some pentagrams. And here's pillars that match that style. Ooh, and some runes to put on the walls. Oh, here we go. That's a perfectly tiling one. Do I not have that open? Oh, I totally do. So let's start with this one because I know I like it. And maybe this one as well. Whoops. 32 by 31. 32 squared. All right. Because the image is already cropped to its content. Oh, I meant crop to selection. How dare you tell me no? Export. Textures. So this is A5. I'll just call this rune wall. Export. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to bring in. Let me export one of the other ones as well. Oh, and undo this crop. Jesus. No. What would be a more technology wall? Something flat and white. Utilitarian. Or steel. Let me try the concrete steel thing. Oh, can I not just move this? Whatever. 30. 32 by 29. 30. 32 by 31. Does it really have to go higher? That feels so wrong. Okay, whatever. We're moving forward. We're not looking back. What do we call this? Metal wall. Metal! Oh, shit. I did it wrong. Hold on. Or, wait, what did that do? I'm assuming that that exported the whole thing. Yep, sure did. Damn it. Crop to selection. Export to... Oh, did that do it? Oh, cool. Much faster. I need to make these bigger as well. Ugh. And I think I made these bigger by bringing them into Asprite. That's something I can definitely do next time. I'm sure I'll be able to figure that part out. But the whole split wall thing, I don't have the confidence that I'll remember. Okay. Let's create a new material. Get rid of the old one. Oh, a new. Give me that new. It was a tune. And then I added color. This is the magic side, so let's go with runes. Woo! That does not look good. That's very concerning. Shit. Yeah, it's that thing at the top. Fuck. Great. Okay, let's go back. Undo. They really mean for you to get that. So maybe it's only a half wall. What if I do what I was originally going to do? Actually, maybe this would be better. I need something that tiles better because this is such a huge wall. I can't really get away with, you know. I'm thinking. I definitely need something that tiles a little better than that. I don't think that's going to work. Hell, I don't know if these are going to work because they're going to create like slabs. Fuck. Just realized my music's been muted this whole time. I'm sorry. I keep doing that, man. Oh, did the music stop? Oh, wonderful. Oh, nope, there it goes. I'm just contemplating on what I should do. Or which texture I should use. I definitely need something tiling. I don't want bricks. Bricks are boring. Let me just try this one. This more ornate one. Let's see what happens. We're going to use this top part. I don't know. Let's try this first. It should be 64 by 64. Okay. 60. There we go. Image, crop selection, export, save as. No. Export as is what I meant. This will be ornate wall. Export. Okay. I'm just gonna swap this guy out. I mean, it's better, I guess. I'm not in love with it at all. Ugh. The tiling on these are just so brutal. I could do a pass and just remove all of the side shadowing and stuff, but all right. Looking at the time and given what I have to accomplish, I think I'm just going to roll with it for now. Wait a minute. Wait, can I just use this? Hold on. How do I... This is technically a top, but see all the fucks I'm given. That's 32 by 32. Crop selection. Export. I'll just call this the new ornate wall. That's fine. And then I wish there was just a refresh button. Actually, there probably is. I just don't know what it is. Maybe. What about that first wall I was looking at? Is there such a thing for that too? Not really. Man. There's also this. I don't really like that as much. Okay. Well, I think this works for now, for this side of the room. So let me quickly do the sci-fi side. Did I thought I brought that in. Maybe I was testing it and I just didn't actually do it. No. Keep the naming consistent. Terminate wall. And then let's do the same thing here. Remove that. Create a new one. Sorry if it seems like I'm trying to be a little hurried. It's because I want to get as much of this done as I can before I got to wrap today and meet with my bros. So, not trying to rush, but trying to be very quick and deliberate. Didn't I try this already? No, I definitely didn't, because I would have remembered that. Let me just take one quick look to see if I have a better option. That was this one. Maybe something like this. I almost kind of picture like a laboratory wall, like something like this maybe. Yeah. Let's try this. Crop selection. Export as... sterile white wall. Export, back over here. Let me swap this out. Oh, I already have something that's kind of like that. Let's try this out. I'm a little dubious just because the difference is so dramatic, but let's see how it goes. Oh wait, I didn't name this. White lab wall. And I'm definitely going to want to change those flooring at some point. But for now, let's just get done the less obvious stuff. Wait, can I could probably select multiple of these. Just assign it to all of them at the same time? No, of course not. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass. But this shouldn't take too long. Oops. I need to clear out some of these garbage materials that aren't doing anything. Of course, they're in alphabetical order, which is kind of making this a pain in the ass. Even more of a pain than it already was. I need to replace the floor. I need to replace the floor right now. Because it's starting to get hard to tell what I'm even looking at. Give me a good floor. What do we got? Something that makes sense for both, because I don't want to do like a half and half thing for the floor. I like that marble. Maybe something like this. Kind of got a tech and a magical feel to it, I think. Let's try it. 32 by 31. Cool. I'm getting way better at selecting these. Oh, I already cropped it. Export as ornate tile floor. Sure. Undo. Let's go here. Of course, that will also affect the ceiling. Gotta fix that Z fighting, but I think this is okay for now. I'm definitely going to want to change this. Let me just do the walls. I'm going to ignore this tunnel and all the rest of the tunnels. I'm going to do all of these walls over again. And then I'm going to take a quick break. And when I come back, the plan is to move on to a new scene. I can keep nitpicking this scene, and I will keep nitpicking this scene for the coming week. So no sense in trying to get it all perfect now. I've got the facade done. I've got the interiors at least figured out in terms of layout. So no sense in beating a dead horse. I just realized with this being so dark and the other side being so light, I've kind of created an unintentional yin-yang thing. And maybe that's what I want? I don't know. I don't want to spend too long getting caught in the weeds on this. I can always tweak it later. Oh, man. Trying to go as fast as I can. Is there a way to... Can I... No. There has to be a way to, like... In Maya, there was a way to, like... There was a shortcut to do again. So you could do something and then just repeatedly do it over and over again with a shortcut. And that would save my clicking hand a lot of damage. Okay. So that's the middle. We're getting somewhere. Let's hide this because I know there's walls back there. White lab wall. You know what? Just to make my life a little easier. Boom. And now it's right there. Excuse me. This intense inspirational music is actually kind of making me feel the grind. I feel like an anime hero about to take the plunge for the first time. Row, row, fight the power. I don't even know if you can hear the music. It's been pretty hit and miss whether or not the music's actually been audible in these videos. Yeah. This makes me want to grind. Bump and grind. Alright. So how do we feel about that? I feel like this pattern gets a little problematic when it's repeated that many times. Something to look into. And the sterile white looks not awful, not great. Debating. So I need to take a break shortly. I really want to clean this stuff up, but no, yeah, actually, the decision I made earlier to say, fuck it, we got the facade, we've got a layout for the interior, the rest of this is just cleanup. I think it's better to say, excuse me. I think it's better to say, no, I'm not going to sit here and nitpick this. The better thing to do would be to just move on and start on the next one. Where's the... Did that not work? It should be working. Sorry, I just want to clean this up real quick. Oh, that's not working. What? Oh, because it's... Or is it... No, it... I'm very confused. And I shouldn't even be doing this right now. That is making no difference. That is so strange. Alright. Whatever. I can figure that out next time. Really what I need to focus on right now is I got my outside facade laid out. Oh, I forgot the things in the front. It's going to make it quick. So that's the magic side. So that'll be the fountain. Maybe not quite that big. And then over here will be the Tesla coil. I need a torus. I'm not gonna look up reference right now. I'm just going off of memory. Add mesh torus. Trying to use the actual building as a reference for scale. Like, it can be a pretty... Uh-oh. It can be a pretty big Tesla coil, but I want it to still be somewhat realistic. What scale is this at? 5125. 124, close enough. Whoops. What did I do? Control D. I love accidentally hitting a wrong button and having no idea if that did something. No. Cool. Tesla coil completed. We're completed for now. And so what a fountain needs is... needs walls. Here, I might actually do some quick modeling just to express this very quickly. Extrude faces. Scale it in. Extrude. Go down. Back to object mode. You can't even tell what's going on here. Oh, and they're floating too. That's wonderful. I could nitpick it later. Here. Do a lazy version of a fountain. Add another cylinder. Does not have to be perfect. Okay. Let's go a little bit higher. Again, just going off of my mind. I'm not really thinking about making the perfect fountain right now. I just want something. Something like that, right? Sure. I mean, it's very clear that that's some sort of fountain. Those are really far apart. Hold on. How close do I want to get a thing shooting electricity next to a water feature? Man, for college, they sure are dumb as shit. Also, people can just walk up to it, which is not safe. I love it. I'm not going to change it. Seems alright. Let me just do one other thing. And then I'll take my break. And when I come back from the break, the plan is to get started, I think, on the city. Alright. This kind of feels like the entrance to a thing. Okay, let's save it up. My biggest concern at this point is forgetting that there's an interior. Well, when I render, it's very obvious that there's an inside. This looks very Doom 64. Maybe that's why the lighting doesn't work for this, is it just looks like an old first-person shooter. But this, if I play around with it, if I play with some lighting and dress it up a little better, I could potentially actually make this look like something. But cool. Let's save. And I'm going to open up the template so I can, oh boy, save it and make it background downtown city. Cool. All right. I think this is a good pausing point, so I'm going to take a quick break, a real break this time, and not just going AFK. But yeah, I'm going to pause this, and I will be right back. All right, welcome back, me. Cool. So I just wrapped up my stuff that I was doing for the college, and now I'm going to be doing some exterior building for the city streets. So we'll call this one. What did that take? This took like 3 hours. That's good to keep track of now that I think about it. I was saying it would take 1 hour. It ended up taking. Wait, I completely fucked this up. Hold on. So that was number 1. And I thought it was going to take 1 hour. It ended up taking, let's say, how long have I been streaming? Almost 2. Great. So what did I do? I did 2 hours last night and 2 hours today. So it took 4 times as long as I thought I would. Okay. So this will take roughly the same amount of time by that estimate. Interesting. Well, no sense in grumbling about it. Let's get the music back on and let's fucking get moving. Whoo boy. Okay. So one thing that'll definitely help is a bit of planning. Let's go back to my storyboard. I should save this so I don't have to go digging it up again. Oh, I just lost all that shit. Oh no. That's okay. I can pull it back up again. I literally wasn't even thinking. I just like, yeah, I need a screenshot. Architectnia. I don't even know how to spell up the word I made up. Technia U Concept 1. Sure. And then let's go back to where was the downtown? It'd be way before this. Way before this. Hide this. Oh, I'm actually pretty close. It's gonna be after this. No, before this, I think. Izuku. I forgot about that. Alright, so there's a mountain, and there's the university. There's downtown, the mountain in the background, with the mountain in the background. Interesting. So that's something that's handy to keep on hand. And here's my downtown, and with the mountain in the background. So the mountain with shit. So the mountain is something that's very important to a lot of these different shots. The mountain being the goal of everybody who's in this episode, but also the university, the location of the university that we just built. So I'm thinking of how to best do this because I don't want to do this mountain over and over again. Well, I can just copy and paste it from the file. I don't need to do any fancy setup. So it just looks like I'm doing just like one main thoroughfare city street. And just rolls off into the distance. Okay, good to know. Thinking how to proceed with this. So 93 and 99. Okay. So there's a front layer of like local shops and then like more mid-rise stuff in the background. And then far off in the distance we have our goal of the mountain with the university on it. So how do we want to handle this? Come on. Yep. Alright, so there's that one. Let's create a new one. City, whatever. I'll rename this to school layout. Alright, so I'll fill this. Yeah, fill me up. Okay. Coffee's kicking in. I made another pot of coffee while I was waiting around. Okay, so the important points that we know we need. It looked like the mountain was like way the fuck back here. And then our stage is like maybe this big with a few buildings. Actually, hold on. Let's do this line of buildings and then a street. And then, oh, I'm just remembering something actually, but I'll get to that in a second. So we got our buildings, and I could probably just get away with doing cubes for this. Honestly, yeah. And then we've got our mid-rises, whatever shape, doesn't matter. Just something, something, something. Oops, mid-rises. And then the other thing, I just remembered that I'm going to need to portray 93 and 99. There's 99. Pulls out a crystal. No. So he goes running. Ah, this. So this is his perspective of him running towards the mountain in the background. I should probably, considering how important of a shot this is, at least in my opinion, it's a very important shot. Do I need to do this with 3D, actually? Because I could just treat each of these horizon lines as a separate flat layer and then just do, like, just move them vertically to create, like, a parallax effect. I don't need to actually build this in 3D. What I can do is I can leave some room for it in case, for whatever reason, that doesn't work out. So he's going out of town this way. I might want to cheat it a little bit. Wait a minute. I want the mountain to be in the background the whole time. This is that's something that's very, very important to me. So how do I worry about it being, because you only see the mountain if you're looking directly that way. It kind of needs to be in the background the whole time. So maybe it is really just this giant thing. And that shot of him running to it could be from, like, literally over here. Well, no, actually, it would need to be possibly going this way and then put the school on it here. Can I erase it? Oh, I can't erase it because I have a solid white background. No! Damn it. There we go. Whatever. And you'll have the thing in the background for most of the shot. And he's running towards it. Again, I can absolutely fake this. With those hillsides. Just so long as he starts roughly here. I'll draw a little cockatoo. So long as he starts here and moves in that direction, so we can keep the camera far back so it still creates a sense of distance. I think this will work. I'm nervous, but I think moving forward is going to be my best bet. Sorry. Get some coffee. I did the thing. I'm doing the thing again where I put it on the leg of my table, and it's making me real nervous, but yeah, it'll be fine. I'm just make some labels so I know what I'm looking at. Oh, I hate drawing with the mouse. Hill. Mountain. This might go... If I stick to doing blocks as opposed to individual planes like I was doing before... Come to think of it, why the fuck was I even doing it like that? That might have been making it way harder on myself for no reason. So what I'm going to do is block in the important elements. Oh, God. Here, let me fix this. Whoops. All right. Now we've got a sky. Okay. I'm not sure I want to delete the stuff just yet, but I definitely don't want it in my way. Can I select multiple collections? And then can I move that stuff? No, of course not. I don't want to do this. I want to create as much space as I possibly can. There's a good amount of space to play with, minus the clipping mask. Sorry, checking stuff on the other screen. Interesting. Okay. Just looking at, I wouldn't call it technical difficulties. I'm just looking at stream related stuff. I'm just confused as to why it looks like that. Anyway, let's actually be more prescriptive. Instead of just moving everything off to the side, let's decide what I want to keep. I'll keep the trees for now. The stairs, maybe. This paneling, I don't think I need. I might keep one just for the sake of... Well, hold on. Let me go back and look at the storyboards again. Where am I? Oh, there's 99. I could potentially use it for these awnings, but I'm not sure yet. All right, hold on. Turning on a fan. Temperature's picking up a little bit. Some like it hot. I'm not one of those people. 93, I think, is the clear... Yeah, 93 is the clearest shot. Awning. Let's just start by just blocking stuff in. And then I'll fill in some of these more tertiary details as I go. I'm probably going to have to get, like, doors and windows from the sprite sheets. Let's pull the camera and the floor back. Way back, if I can help it. Like, back here, basically. So when I render, get a much wider view. I'm actually okay with this angle to start with. Can I go any further? I can go a little bit further. I do want it kind of off to the side like I was showing. Do I see the clipping? It's getting darker. Weird. All right, well, anyway. So I'll leave all this stuff for now. It's not really getting in my way, per se. Let's block in some buildings. Oof. Turn off snapping. So now you see it's floating. I'm going to go just above the ground plane. Let's go something like that, sure. I'm going to rename it. Here's what I'll do. I'll put this into, come on, to its own collection. I'll create a new one. New collection. base stuff. And I'll put all of these in there. So then now I can just move it aside and not think about it. But it's there if I need it. I don't think I need that ceiling anymore. Curtains. Curtains might come in handy if I need to show a shop closed up. Ground, sky dome. Oh shit, did they oh, I think the mountains were in that base stuff folder. Yes, they were. Let's take them out. Those I actually do want to keep using. And the trees, yep, those two. Cool. Let me bring those trees closer because they ain't doing shit back. Ugh. Ain't doing anything back there. And I might as well move the lights over while I'm at it. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have this all at the scene origin. And just move the environment. Is there any reason not to do that? It might make the math a lot easier. Yeah, let's do it like that. So I'm going to undo a lot of this. Until the camera and the ground are back. It still kept my collections, right? No, of course it didn't. Ugh. Whatever. So, once again, let's create a new collection. Jesus, I could not find it for some reason. Base stuff. Base stoof. And I want everything except for the mountains. Ugh, fuck it. Let's do it like this. Everything but the mountains and the trees. And I'm gonna hide that stuff. Don't need the ceiling anymore. This is now a street. Let's widen it. Let's narrow it. I don't know how narrow I want to go. Oh, let's also put this at the world origin. So, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. It makes the math a lot cleaner. Let's go 0 by 0. And now I can see exactly how wide in terms of grid space it is. I'm going to want to raise it just ever so. Bloop. And I'll make it a decent length. I don't know if I want to... I'm debating on keeping this flat or if I want to make it an actual, like, give it some topology. But here, let's move this stuff. Ooh, that's starting to look weird. Here's what I'll do. I'll make the skybox much bigger. Okay. And I'll just move the mountains back. Until they start to clip. Like right there. Oof. Even the... Jesus, even the fucking manipulator handles get clipped out. That seems problematic. When I render it... Ugh. Here, let me just... Fucking shit. I can't marquee... Oh, I can marquee select. Oh! For some reason I thought I couldn't do that. Ugh. And then... I'm trying to deselect... There we go. Just move this out of my way. Move it way out of my way, actually. And I'll put it back there. It's a little facade. Oops. All right, render. Am I losing a mountain there? No, that's just the composition of it. Okay. So is this the one that I want to make bigger? I wonder where we're supposed to go. Okay. It might be a little too much. Let's just scale it in all dimensions and then scale it up just ever so. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We use some of these other mountains. Cool. Base stuff, I'll hide that. Now I need to fill out the environment with blocks. Oh my lord. Be decently sized. Oops. And I ultimately don't want them to all be uniform, but for the sake of right now, let's just do a bunch. And I wonder if they'll get in the way of the mountain. I hope not. Create a little gap between them so they actually look a little bit more realistic. They don't want to be exactly the same. Go even higher with this one. And I'll make some of them more narrow and play with the shape and the size. But for right now, I just want to get a line of these guys. Yeah, that's fine. Boom. And then bloop. How does that look? So it looks a little tight. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to move the camera as well, but I just realized there's no sidewalk. So let's give it a little bit more breathing room. What happens when I render? Yep, I'm inside a block, just as I thought. Shit, where is it? Oh, there it is. Render. Wonderful. Let's try to pick a more dynamic angle. Switch it back to gimbal. Look up. All right, at what point do I see the mountain is the question. Am I even facing the right direction? It should be. Let me get some of these guys out of the way. Great. All right, this definitely needs adjustment in the focal length. Oops. Let's go for that wide that I used in the university. Okay. We're getting there, we're getting there. How did I do it in the storyboard? The plane is actually above... Hold on, I might need to cheat this up. Cheat it up just ever so. And I might need to raise the ground there. Damn, dude. Maybe I just need to remove one of these entirely. Also, I'm not really satisfied with my camera angle. Can I do look through? all I do in this program is say like, well, in Maya you could do this thing and you could do this and you could do that, only to discover that Blender doesn't let you do that. Damn it. I'm actually running out of time. I'm supposed to meet in roughly 20 minutes. Yeah. Set active camera. Hold on, let me, before I go clicking random buttons. Oh, yeah, that's totally what I wanted to do. But I can't set active camera. Okay. So when you move, it disconnects. So it's just for looking through. Maybe I tilt it down slightly. How does that look? It actually doesn't look worse, which is what I was expecting. Let me move it this way. Oops. Fuck. Rotate it ever so slightly. Why does it keep doing that? Maybe I should just get rid of some of these buildings. Well, now the illusion is completely broken down. Though, that does give me an idea of how to solve this problem. Let me bring those back. If I just rotate them and have them going off this way. Then I can make another street. And I can kind of justify that gap in the buildings. Maybe. Though now with the new buildings, I'm starting to get the same problem all over again. Well, let me try to make the mountain even bigger. And a little bit taller. That definitely helps. I keep wanting to click on it. And real quick, let me move these other tertiary mountains just so they don't go to waste. I think there's only the 3. Let's see. All right, let me move the whole mountain over just a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to get the framing exactly. But the real thing is, like, can I make this look right from the position of the little town? Maybe that's okay. Save it. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Spend my time making this shot make sense. Yeah, and apologies that I need to cut this kind of short. I do have plans that I need to accommodate. Maybe I bring it a little closer? Or I could just make it, like, absolutely giant. Fuck it, let's see what happens when I make it bigger. It's a little too big. Go back down. I'm absorbing it. It is very hard to get myself on the ground so I can see it from the perspective of somebody living here. Maybe it does really just need to be completely lined up, oops, with the city. I think I liked it better before. Well, that's only from that one angle, though. Then again, that's kind of what I should be building. Just nudge it over a little bit, save it. While I'm here, whoops, 90. I'm feeling a little bit scrambled. I'm just trying to think of what I can even do with the time I've allotted to myself. So I can start throwing the brick material on these guys. Not that it'll make that big of a difference. I just thought of something. I'm actually going to move it back to where I had it before. Or even possibly further. Render. Okay. Hold on. I'm getting somewhere. More. Like standing right in front of this guy. Maybe that's a little too in front. This is starting to look like something. If I can frame this up properly, then maybe... I feel like this is a lot simpler than doing the fucking university. Oh. Let me add the bricks back. Let's see how that looks. And I'll need to get a street material. I just don't see myself having enough time to really do this justice right now. And the last thing I want to do is rush this. How does I add material? Oh, oops. I should have added it first. Ooh, wow. All right, well, I'm probably going to have to replace these buildings. I'm just considering, because I do have a shot where it's facing this way as he teleports and lands on the ground in the middle of the street. So the question becomes, do I add hills? Do I just stretch this into perpetuity? Do I add the hill to kind of like hide it, to hide the horizon line? It almost would kind of be funny if like this is the most like dystopian utilitarian city where it's just like this endless sprawl of one street that doesn't curve or go in any other direction. It's almost like it is very RPG Maker. And obviously I'll replace these. Render. Oof. That's not a good one. Oops. Okay. What do we get? Bunch of stretched out looking dog shit. Okay. Where am I at? It's almost time for my thing. I can be a little bit late. But how do I feel about this? I need to think straight for a second. It's definitely not to the same point of completion as the other one. And the other one isn't even complete. Just trying to think how to best use my time. Well, again, I don't want to rush this. What I really need to do, I need to figure out a solution for these buildings. I feel like this one's going to go a lot faster than the other one. But This is definitely not the amount of progress I was hoping to get today. Though I did spend a good amount of time building this out or building out the other one. So just getting this one started is probably good enough for today. As long as the problems are obvious, I can come up with a solution next time. And I don't want to sit here and beat my head against... Yeah, I don't want to rush, and I don't want to beat my head against this. For sure. But compositionally wise, this is heading in the right direction, I think. How do I deal with this? Well, I can probably fix that actually pretty quickly. Hold on. If I just edit the UVs. I mean, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter at all. Because this is going to get replaced. That didn't even work. Could do like that. But again, it doesn't really matter. I need awnings. I need doors. Oh, and I need to represent the school. This really does put into perspective the scale of this mountain. The perspective is doing a lot of heavy lifting. This is not as big as you think it is. Just like the little suggestion of a thing. Ugh, excuse me. I have to do a better silhouette of that for sure. And I still need to figure out the time of day. That's something that's represented in the script, but I'm second guessing the representations therein. The problems that I have to solve are very obvious. How to solve them is less obvious. But I do think that compared to the university, this one, because it's a hero environment, this is going to go a lot faster. I think this will be okay. And that took me, what, like 15 minutes? Shit. Okay. I'm going to save. And I'm not going to crunch on this when clearly I'm going to need a little bit more time to really sort this stuff out. So for right now, I'm going to... I already saved. I'm going to render this out. I'm going to adjust that camera angle real quick because it's showing a lot of ground and I don't like that. Back to... Let's go to local. And I'll tilt that up slightly. Alright, that gives it a lot more headspace. This feels a lot better. And I almost feel like the focal length may be too wide. Actually, let me nudge it a little bit. I'm trying to match... Though, spending time trying to match... Oh, I forgot about the mid-rises. Shit. Spending time trying to match the composition of the concept art doesn't make any sense, especially considering I basically just fudged it. I was not considering perspective or anything really of substance. Doesn't have to be perfect, just get something in there. Maybe it's not a ton of mid-rises. How's that look? I definitely want... Here. Let me grab this building and this building. Lower them... Oops. This building and that building. Lower them. Yeah. I don't want the mid-rises to go above the background. Oh, come on. Don't lag on me. It's acting really weird. Let's do one more. You can kind of see them. Yeah, definitely don't want them to go above the mountain. That would be very bad. And then maybe... It's such a weird workflow to focus on just what the camera sees from a particular angle. Because in games you don't do that. So I'm trying to remember. It's like, oh, it doesn't look good from this angle. It's like, wait, that doesn't matter. You're never going to see that. Spend your time where time is needed. Am I missing any important elements? The street feels hugely wide. It's probably just an issue of perspective. So maybe what I do is cheat it a little bit thinner. And then move this guy. Try to stay on grid. Does that help at all? Yeah, that seems a little bit more reasonable. Alright, so definitely the big takeaways are I need to figure out what I'm going to do with these buildings next time. I need to turn on depth of field. I'll do that real quick. Because I think I do want depth of field. I need to go even lower with these buildings. I think I do want depth of field, but I don't want it to completely blur the mountain out. I want it to be suggested, but not obscured. Okay. That didn't do anything. Focus distance 5 meters. I don't know. Why is that not blurring out? That's a little concerning. Oh, right. I forgot you can do it like that. What is going on? It's not... Maybe it's because of the focal length. It might be overriding the depth of field. Ugh. Try 100 meters. Oh, I'm getting messaged. Okay. I have a few more minutes to burn. That depth of field is not working. I'm starting to dig the composition. Maybe I do want to just suggest a hillside instead of just building more buildings. Though just making it go forever just does sound kind of funny. Let me save, and I'll do that real quick. I'll join these. Just so I know where the actual like scene is supposed to begin and end. And I'm not too focused on... and I'm not too focused on trying to fill out the entire scene. I don't know. I like the idea of giving it depth and texture and topography, but at the same time, I don't want to... Okay, so I want to give it depth in topography and shape, sure, but I also think it's kind of funny, the idea that the whole world is flat, just like a JRPG is supposed to be. I don't know. I'm not sure where to set up shop on that guy. I'll leave it like this, because it's easier, and I gotta wrap up soon. Just picturing how the scene is going to play out. One thing I did in a previous episode was I rebuilt a city in, I think it was Premiere. I rebuilt a city during one of the early scrolling shots, and I just remade all the buildings. So this is I'm trying to recreate that, but it's actually in 3D, just because that's a workflow I'm more comfortable with. But okay, let me move the. Can I grab the sun, please? Move it so I don't forget where it is. I thought there was a light here too. Oh, that might have been something else. I think fixing the buildings and then propping this out, this is going to go a lot faster than the university. But I think this is on a good track. Okay. Yeah, add textures to the buildings. Maybe play around with the scale of them a little bit so they look a little bit more consistent and reasonable. Need a sidewalk. Need to replace the texture. Like, it seems like mostly texture work is what I'm missing here. And I'll play around with the composition of the angle, play around with depth of field. I would love to replace the skybox with something as opposed to just a flat, boring blue thing. But that will also be contingent on what the time of day is, which I don't know. Okay. I feel like, even though this was a shorter stream, I feel like I did get a good amount of progress on this. And I feel like, being that I have other stuff going on, trying to rush more progress out of this, I'm just going to start making mistakes. And yeah, I feel like I hit a good stopping point. Let me save again, because I'm paranoid. But yeah, I think what I can possibly do next time is spend a little bit more time fleshing this out, cleaning it up, adding more assets, adding more textures, fixing the composition, fixing the depth of field, and maybe replacing the sky. And this will be decent enough to call a good start. And then after that, I close my notes, but if I remember correctly, the other two I have to do are the forest and the cliffs and mountain pass, which hopefully will be a lot easier. I can reuse a lot of this mountain asset, maybe. But cool. I feel weird ending now, but I feel like realistically this is probably good for now. And I'm going to get, there's no way I'm just going to finish it today. I think this is going to be a matter of I'm going to have to pick this back up during the week. And yeah, if I can stream it, I will. But otherwise, I will pop back in with a nice, sexy, filled out scene. I'll hopefully have the university and the city at least mostly done. I would really like to get those done by next week. But yeah, I'm going to call it here for the day. If you've been watching along, thank you so much. And I will catch you in the next one. Later, y'all.